If we do not assert our values, ladies and gentlemen, who will? Who will assert them across the Muslim world? Who are the reformers in the Muslim world going to look to when they want to see and desperately need separation of church and state? If we do not say, if we do not assert and state that we believe that is the best way to live, who is going to do it in the Muslim world? Who is going to feel emboldened to do it? And Urshid Manji said a few weeks ago when she was in London, said this: if you give up on us, if you give up on yourselves, people like me are dead. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we should take that call seriously.
Yeah, welcome to another Douglas Murray's video in which it triggers the Muslim to name a state which they would preferably stay instead of staying in a Christian country or state. So if you want to see me do this video, don't go anywhere. That's saying so much. Let's go right to this video and let's see their reaction after this debate.
What Professor Ramadan is doing is the reverse side of what I hear a lot of conservative right-wing politicians doing now, which is effectively we just have to give them a lot of time. You tend now to hear the thing about people needing their own reformation, Islam being 600 years younger and all this kind of thing. I recently heard exactly the same thing as Professor Ramadan was saying, uttered by Norman Lamont, Baron Lamont of Tehran. He said exactly the same thing, but they need time. Tariq Ramadan said it's going to take time. How much time, ladies and gentlemen? I don't think we have time. And I would beg Professor Ramadan to go around the Muslim world explaining to women in Saudi Arabia they can look forward to freedom in 600 years' time, and that gay people in the Muslim world can look forward to having their first meaningful relationship 6 centuries from now.
So send the troops, please. Send the troops in Saudi Arabia, not in Iraq and not in Iran. In Saudi Arabia, do it and promote them. Promote Saudi Arabia, not Iraq. Why are you not asking the troops to go to Saudi Arabia because of geostrategic?
One moment, please. Look, it's not about Islam, as the lady said so rightly at the back. What about Buddhism? What about Confucianism? All these other systems. I think the key one has to bear in mind is for all that we have to be proud of the West, I believe it is in the arrogant and forceful association of the superiority of Western values that we have consistently undermined all that is most precious in our civilization.
Why we compare them with Muslim values? I agree with the lady. We could have focused on Buddhist values. We could have focused on any other types of values. The reason why it kept on coming back to it is, as you know, because this is the matter of our time. And it is not hard at the moment to notice the calls for the different type of societies that people want to create. And that there is a clear difference. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, when you vote for the right side tonight, you make this clear. There is a difference between the Western states, which practice their own values that we sometimes mistakenly call Western values. And yes, we should call them liberal values. And yes, we should call them universal values, but we identify them with the West because they came from the West, because they were nurtured in the West. If we do not assert our values, ladies and gentlemen, who will? Who will assert them across the Muslim world? Who are the reformers in the Muslim world going to look to when they want to see and desperately need separation of church and state? If we do not say, if we do not assert and state that we believe that is the best way to live, who is going to do it in the Muslim world? Who is going to feel emboldened to do it? And Urshid Manji said a few weeks ago when she was in London, said this: if you give up on us, if you give up on yourselves, people like me are dead. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we should take that call seriously. To assert the superiority of Western values is to state the obvious. It's to have faith in ourselves, and it's to have faith in other people. Thank you.
Murray makes a crucial point. If we don't stand up for our values, who will? This is not about imposing our way of life on others. It's about defending the principles that have allowed us to create the most free and prosperous societies in human history.
My question now is, I know that majority of these Islamic people would not want to live in their Islamic countries even for holidays. So why are they insisting on staying in the British countries? If you can adapt to a particular law of the country you have, and this is a very key point, protecting our values is our sole responsibility. No one else will do it for you, no one else will do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. Totally, completely agree with Murray on this one, because majority of them can't even name one Islamic country which they would prefer to stay rather than stay in a Western country. So anyways, this was actually a good one, and trust me, he knows what he's saying and his argument is always valid. I've come to the end of this reaction. If you love this video, do give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe. I'll see you on my next one. I love you all so much, my darlings. Bye.